Hey, well, we've been out in the field and we've collected some data. Let's pull the data off the receiver now and bring it up on the screen, see where it lies, and then we'll post-process it. So there's a couple ways to take data off of your GPS receiver. One way is to active sync. If you work for a big company and you've got firewall set up, active sync or the Windows Mobile Device Center won't work. In that case, you can put an SD card into the side of your receiver and you can copy the job onto it. I'll show you how to do it here on a MobileMapper 100. If you click on the Start up here and then go to File Explorer, you can go to the storage disk, and then I'm going to go to the root of the storage disk, and you'll see here's my September 28th. I'm going to click and hold and then pick on Copy, and then I'm going to go to the storage card, and you can click and hold on the storage card and click on Paste. That'll copy all of my job and my raw data files onto the SD card. Now, if you're lucky enough to work someplace where Windows Mobile Device Center, if you're using Windows 7 64-bit or 32-bit, or if you're using Windows XP, you'll be using ActiveSync, you can just click on File Management, browse the contents of your device. That'll bring up a window with the receiver on it. If you don't want to go that method, you can also just bring up a Windows Explorer. You'll find your portable device. Double click on it. I'm going to go to the storage disk, and I'm going to take the September 28th folder and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to bring it over. I have a folder called Working on my C drive. I'm going to paste the entire thing there. We can start MobileMapper Office. The current version is 4.0. And then when MobileMapper 4 comes up, we can open the job. So we'll pick the circle up in the top and then Open. And I'm going to go to my C working folder, go to September 28th, and I can open the map file. That'll bring in all of the layers that I collected out in the field. Now, if you've got extra layers like polygon that you want to get rid of, you can just select the layer down here and click on Remove Layer, and it'll be gone. Now, at this point, if you don't need to post-process, you're done. I mean, these are shape files. You can take them into ArcGIS or any tool that will import a shape file directly, and these points and lines will show up. You can also use the export function that's built into MobileMapper Office. Let's write out a Google Earth KML file. Click on Save here. Click on the Open Files with Google Earth, and Google Earth will come up. So Google Earth will come up, and it'll zoom to the extents of our job. Zoom in here, and you'll see there's the perimeter that I was walking and the points that I took. Now you can also export this data into a comma delimited format if you'd like by clicking on Export and then changing the Save As type to either CSV. GPX is also available. I'm going to go to CSV, click on Save. This will save all of the selected layers, and then you can open them up in Microsoft Excel directly, and you'll see all of the points that you took. Now this is these are the lines that I acquired, and they were done 1 point per meter. I've got several different files here. I've got those. I've got my control points, so I hit each control point twice, and then I've also got a file that contains my property corners, my 4 property corners. So these come out in a text format if you need them, or if you need to prove what the HRMS and VRMS was for an application. Now, what if we want to post-process this data? You'll see that when I took the manually stored vertices, I took care to make sure that this corner point right here was actually at that stake location. But in the real-time data, there's a slight offset, and that offset's probably about 1/3 of a meter. So I wonder if there's a way to post-process this, and the answer is sure. To do it, all we need to do is bring in our rover raw data. So those are the G files. I have 2 of them because when I plugged in the external antenna when I collected the data, it stopped the first file and made a second file automatically for me. So I'll bring those in. You can see they stop and start there at the same time. Now I want to bring in reference data, and MobileMapper Office will do that automatically. I can click on Add Reference Raw Data from Web, and I'm going to click both of the G files because I want to have reference data that overlaps both of these time bars. So let's search. I think one file is fine. It's going to search for the nearest NGS control station that has data. Now remember, you can't do this until after midnight UTC or GMT on the day that you collect data. So in this case, we collected data at 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock is midnight, so a couple hours later we might have been able to download data. I'm going to choose Rangeley, which is about 100 kilometers from the location where I acquired this data. Click on Download. And the program automatically grabs the comparison data or the reference data and brings it down here. Now to process it, I just push the Start Process button. That'll post-process my data, and you'll see that, well, it comes up here and it shows me my reference station down in Rangeley and then shows the vectors back up. If I uncheck the vectors and then push this Zoom to Fit project, it'll zoom right back to my job. Now, let's look at this corner here, and you'll see that these corners, after I post-process the data, line up exactly on top of each other. Now that offset there is probably due to me not standing in exactly the right place. Again, here, that's about 3 or 4 centimeters. Without a pole and a level or a bubble, I can't reoccupy that point any better than that. The other thing happens, though, is look at these control points here. These are the points, the control points that I hit 3 times in the center. I'm gonna, let's see, I think I have to zoom out a little bit here. You can see, there we go. These are the unprocessed, and these are the post-processed values here. I'll flick those on and off for you. You can see that these control points, which were very accurately recorded, actually do match to a couple of centimeters in this case. This east corner, same thing. So when we post-process, it just tightens the range of data that we get for points up. So again, if we want to post-process or to export these to a CSV file or to KML, you just select the layers over here you want to export and then click on Export. If you post-process and you don't like the result, you can click on the Undo Post-Processing button, and bam, you're back to your original raw data. And then you can process again, or you can download data from another core site. So that's basically all the Office component we have. Again, if you're not going to post-process, you don't even need to load MobileMapper Office onto your machine. You are generating shapefiles right out of the box. So the data that you need is probably you want shapefiles. If you pick the projection properly, it'll all just slide into whatever application you're going to use the data in.